and welcome to the finale of Marble GP Championship Season 8. That finale trailer that displayed, or at least something very similar to it, was of course, well, Marble GP Championship Season 8 finale trailer. As I kind of messed up the wording there, but whatever. You can find that if you look into the description of the previous video. And now into the actual finale here. There you see, you might realize individually that Rockland and Ampang, they're 5th and 6th, so you might be asking, where are 2nd, 3rd, and 4th? Well, they're not in this race, so I decided not to put them in there, because realistically, it is just down to those 3, and literally, as well. And the standings will get an update after every 3 laps. Seeing as there is 15, it'll be after laps 5, 10, and 15. Well, the last one, as a lot of marbles get free in the start of getting California, does the classics thing there. It'll be like, you know, after lap 5, after lap 10, and then, you know, the final standings will just come out during the ending ceremony. Anyways, I wasted almost that entire lap yapping about everything. And Toulouse, right now, they're leading, and it would be a completion of a comeback for Paris, I believe. Obviously, we're not going to see it updating until lap 5, and this is the most volatile track to try to hold us on, so it's obviously very much too early to say if that's going to hold or not, as California did actually get going, and yes, I did put that clip on 4x speed, don't ask why. I was just trying to completely eliminate all the boredom that could have easily been put to, well, I suppose, grabbed out of bed and put to life there. As Hotham takes the lead, I believe Dinnerplane would win if it were to end like this, as Sprouston and Maharashtra have claimed 2nd and 3rd in front of Ampang and Kowloon. Now that's going to get the championship to be a bit spicy here, but I do believe, off of just doing math, Dinnerplane would, at last, win if it were to end like this. As everyone finishes that lap at Toulouse, they might still have the fastest lap, but they've fallen to 2nd to last. And here comes the entire rest of everything here. Here we go. Who's this now leading? It's Maharashtra in front of Chemnitz. And Chemnitz, oh, they had them. They had the lead for 2nd. And they do get it now. And will they take fastest lap? Yes, they will. 22.63 is the new time to beat. And did Toulouse fall to 20th place? This might just be like Kyoto in the last race. Oh my god, Toulouse. Well, I mean, they're going to lose their fastest lap anyway, but still, if they end with it, that's going to be pretty embarrassing considering how far down the order they seem like they're going to finish already. And yeah, that part of the track, for the next time this thing, like this track, for the next time it gets featured, if it comes back, I think we get up, like, clear out whatever is blocking all of that, and just clogging that entire beginning part up for most of the marbles, as Sprouston takes the lead in front of Hotham, Chemnitz, and California is in 4th already. That's very weird. In front of Kowloon, who would definitely win the individual championship with Rockland and Ampang right behind them. And now, that might pressure Kowloon to do a little something here and make a couple of screw-ups, for lack of better words. As Chemnitz and Hotham both get by Sprouston, who gets right back by in front of Ampang and Rocklaw. Now, that's getting really spicy. I believe Kuala Lumpur would definitely win the team championship, and if Kowloon falls far back enough down the order, Rockwall might actually win the individual championship because of those bonus points that they have. Sprouston, I would say trying to get Norbert to the overall team championship podium and complete that comeback, but realistically, 9th through 12th, after Rocklaw got pole already, have no chance now of doing that. And as of lap 5, Kuala Lumpur would be winning ahead of Krakow and St. Albans, and Kowloon would win ahead of Rocklaw and Ampang, yet still. And down they come for the 6th lap. Sprouston still leads as Rocklaw and California both go by Ampang. And that is going to be critical for the championship in both ways. And then Ampang regains everything to take the lead back in front of Rocklaw and California. And here they come. Sprouston gets by California as well for 3rd place. As there goes Ampang taking the lead once more. And here come the rest of the marbles, and oh my god, is Chemnitz... sorry. Are they really going to drop to last place as well? Oh my god, it already happened. Well. And they still have the fastest lap. Unbelievably enough, as... Yeah, spoiler alert for later in the video, I never got to, like, figure something out to deal with that thing that's just stopping all those marbles at the beginning, so it's just not going to get fixed. So, yeah, just deal with that, unfortunately. But either way, Harpen has gained the lead. This would absolutely clinch St. Albans the team championship. It wouldn't be possible for an individual championship because Vermont just didn't get enough points to beat Calhoun, who would definitely be holding on to it if it finished like this. And speaking of, well, the opposite of finishing that lap, that's what a ton of marbles did, as the 8th one now commences. And Roundy Curve and Rock Claw, those two very similarly looking marbles, pretty much the same exact color as one another. Well, more in second and third until Rock Claw got swallowed up by Sprouston, and I believe that's Ampang, who, yep, it is, gets right by Sprouston. And here we go for the next lap. Well, that's about to happen, but still, I mean, okay, there's still, like, a ton of marbles that have not finished this lap yet, actually. And Chemnitz and Redcliffe get stuck together for a moment there. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, Toulouse, I missed it at the beginning, but they flew off the course, so they're going to go back to dead last here as we move to the 9th lap. Come on, please get out of there. And Calhoun has the lead. I think this might, if Harpen falls down enough and Rocklaw doesn't do very well, same with Ampang, I think if all three of those start blundering here, I think Calhoun has a chance to give Hong Kong both championships here. And secure one for themselves, of course, as they pretty much have that locked up, even though Rocklaw did get pole position, that's still, that gap is still very large. Just decreased it from a need of a podium to a need of a, like, top 4 finish to overtake Calhoun, but even that wouldn't be enough. It would still need to be a podium. Unless they got fastest lap, of course, with 4th. And Calhoun ended up in the 0-point range. And here comes Los Angeles. Speaking of taking the lead and fastest lap, there they go, doing both of those. In front of Harpen and California, and Rock Claw is actually in 4th now, and Calhoun is in 10th. Alright, let's see what this does to the individual championship. Calhoun's still winning, and St. Albans are unsurprisingly ahead of Krakow and Kuala Lumpur for the team's championship. Or the team championship, rather. As you move on to the 11th lap. And there goes Harpen, overtaking Los Angeles. And yeah, these marbles are just having a hard time getting through that green beginning path. And now here we come, the top 3 in the team standings. Well, I mean, they might be the top 3 in this lap. Yes, they will be. And Ampang takes the lead. Not a fastest lap, but I do believe that will be enough for Kuala Lumpur to win. And if Calhoun is plummeting enough down the order, and they definitely seem to be here, all the way back to whatever position there, it might be enough for Ampang to win the individual championship. As the lap 12 now. Gotta be 80% of the way done with this one. My bad. Rocklaw and Harpenden have the lead. Here comes Toulouse. Does Rocklaw, I think Sprouston tripped over them and just fell off the course like that. As Toulouse takes the fastest lap and the lead. And I guess the marble on lap 14 is going to have a joyride to just sprint to the end, honestly. And where on earth has Calhoun gone in the order here? Alright, 14th. That might not even be enough to defend against Rocklaw. Actually, I think they would lose the individual championship if it were to end like this, which they absolutely do not want to happen with how big of a lead they have right now in it. As Hyoko smashes past Toulouse to take the lead, and Redcliffe comes up into 3rd place. I really did not expect to see something like that, but that is definitely true as Toulouse takes the lead back from Hyoko. And Redcliffe comes back up to 3rd place, where they finished in this race last season, actually, and in the classic spot, yep, California is back to 20th. Now, penultimate lap. This is where the suspense can really start kicking in here for teams and marbles contending for the championships. And there goes Hyoko, taking the lead only to fall off of the course and definitely go back to 20th. As Rocklaw comes into 2nd place, my bad. But, Holbrook, that is, amazingly enough, comes up into 1st, and Chemnitz in the 3rd. That is very interesting, as a lot of marbles were getting stuck there, but managed to somehow free themselves. And now, final lap. The suspense here is going to be unparalleled as everyone gets out the gate. As they should, and here they come. Sprouston has the lead in front of Holbrook, who gets it right back from Sprouston. Can they get it back? Yes. Sprouston takes the lead back and wins the race and with all of that happening, Kowloon wins the individual championship, and Harpenn's 9th place is enough to give St. Albans the team championship as we look at the podium here. And yeah, Norbert's will be the only one to have both marbles winning. The only team, rather, to have both marbles winning rounds this season. The only team with back-to-back wins, and the only team with multiple wins, period. Them and Weymouth really turned things around inside of round 8 there at the end. And individually, Kowloon picked Vermont by 1 point, and Rocklaw did get on the podium, even despite falling all the way to 11th in that last lap. But team championship-wise, it wasn't enough for either of Hong Kong or Krakow to dethrone St. Albans from their lead and take the team championship away from them. And St. Albans, that was incredible consistency, by the way. They had the same medal count as the team who finished in 15th place, I might add, in the team championship. A worse medal count than the team who finished 13th as well. And still managed to win. Maybe the only team to crack 105. And even 110 points. And yeah, that is very impressive how consistent they were. And needless to say, that pass from Vermont at the end of Qualdome on Ampang, that determined everything for both the team and individual championship podiums. Well, maybe Ampang if they held on to that. No. Doing the math, it wouldn't have been enough to overtake Rockwall individually, but it would have been enough to beat St. Albans individually and knock them off the entire podium. And hey, Akron, they got top half in this race. It might not have been enough to escape last, but hey, at least they did, literally anything. They had to crack the 30s. And now, feel free to enjoy the outro I've put together for you to watch right here. So the thing is, my birthday is literally, in less than 24 hours, and don't leave any happy birthday in the comments until tomorrow, at least, but, thanks for watching, bye.